I'm going to introduce Deputy Lovato real quick. He's just going to give you a couple of minutes of safety in Blockhouse, and then we'll turn it over to Mayor Rec. If you have any questions, if you're online watching, please type in your questions, and we'll get them answered. Or if you have any questions here, just let me know. Okay, Deputy Lovato.
Hello, everybody. I'm Deputy Lovato. I run the contract for the Blockhouse Mud. I've been actually on the contract for almost 10 years now. So I've worked for Blockhouse a long time and really try to take care of the citizens in the neighborhood. One of the things that we just want to remind everybody is, one, make sure you're locking your doors. The majority of the time when vehicles get broken into, it's because their doors are unlocked and they're leaving stuff on the seats, whether it be purses, shopping bags, anything like that that attracts them. So let's make sure that we're locking our doors and closing our garage doors. There are a lot of times at night when the other deputies are patrolling, or I'm patrolling, I see a lot of garage doors open, and it's in the middle of the night, and we just want to make sure nothing gets taken out of your garages. Other safety things is, just be mindful of everything. Always keep an eye out. If you see something suspicious, please give the sheriff's office a call. We should have a deputy working for the mud every night. So it doesn't matter what time it is, we'll come out and take care of it. So any questions you have, again, we're here until 3. Come on down, ask some questions, or ask them online, and I'll try to answer them. Thank you.
Hey, Deputy Lovato, one question I get a lot online and just talking to people is, what is the best number to call if they see something happening but it's not necessarily an emergency?
I don't have that memorized.
When you have it in a second. But there is a different number. A lot of times we'll have it on our e-sign. But that's, instead of calling 911, you can call
512
512
864
864
8301.
8301. Again, that's for non-emergencies, but you see something and you want to let Williamson County know. One of the other things I get, Deputy Lovato, is how come we don't post the hours that y'all are working? And like they say, I never see Wilco out here. Are they really patrolling the neighborhood? You guys have a set amount of hours each month. Do you remember?
183.
Okay, so they work 183 hours a month in Blockhouse. Now, we don't post it. I don't even know. The board doesn't know their hours. They work in about 4-hour shifts, sometimes 4 to 6 hour shifts, and they range from different times of the day. They could do it during school drop-off or pickup, early in the morning, when they see trends with crime, they'll kind of adjust their hours there. But and we do have a couple of undercover vehicles that you may not notice that are actually Wilco. But they are here, they do use all their hours, and we really do appreciate y'all being here. Does anybody else have a question? Are there any questions online? Or Amanda, do you have a question?
What's your question? You answered.
Oh. Cynthia, do you have a question?
Not right now.
Okay, I'll think of some that I hear also. Deputy Lovato, do you see any trends right now, what's going on, not just in Blockhouse, but maybe in Williamson County?
The locking of the vehicles, or the doors for vehicles, the majority of all the burglary thefts is all because of that, because they don't lock their doors. Another one we have been seeing is vehicle thefts, again, because they're not locking their doors. Some people actually leave their keys in their car. I have to get on to my wife about it sometimes. She doesn't lock her vehicle all the time, and she has the garage door opener in her vehicle, so they can easily open the garage door and then get into our house. So just make sure you guys are doing that.
Okay, great. Unfortunately, I do know another trend that's going on, and it's very sad to say that I know it's impacted at least one Rouse student here at Blockhouse, and that was a fentanyl overdose. And I know that we have done several drug busts in Blockhouse, and you guys are awesome about that. Do you want to address that a little bit?
Sure. So yeah, the uprise in fentanyl deaths are shooting through the roof. We're starting a task force now with, I believe it's the FBI for fentanyl alone. So that's how much it's getting worse. Now, fentanyl can be laced in any type of drug, meth, cocaine, pills, marijuana. So, I mean, it's one of those things, if you don't do drugs, you don't have anything to worry about. But I know it kind of sounds cliche, but seriously, You know, if you see your kids are acting funny or friends, relatives, you know, talk to them about it because eventually it's gonna catch up to them and it's gonna be laced with too much and they'll overdose. So we don't wanna see that happen. We did just catch somebody for the death of a 16-year-old kid in Blockhouse about a week or two ago. And when we caught him, he had more fentanyl on him. So they just really don't care who it hurts. And I take it kind of personally because, again, I've worked here for about 10 years and I don't like seeing that happen in the area I'm working.
Great, thank you. Yeah, it is really sad and it's disturbing. There's a big trend right now, not just in Blockhouse, Williamson County, but probably across the U.S. You just said something that brought something to mind, Deputy Lovato, that is, some of your deputies, like Boggs, has worked here for 10 plus years. And I think that's really cool because while we hire them, you know, your taxes, it's a contract that we have with Williamson County. These guys really care about Blockhouse. And they're not just here to pull you over if you run through a stop sign or you're speeding. They really do care and make sure that, you know, everybody gets home safely, that your kids are safe. And this is an extension of their own family. So I want to thank you on behalf of the Med Board and the community because I know how much you guys care about Blockhouse. Anybody else have a question for Deputy Lovato? Kiddos, we'd love to hear from you. Anyone else have a question? All right, any questions online yet? Nope, okay. So thank you, Deputy Lovato. If we have any more questions, I'll be sure to pull them back in. We're gonna go ahead and turn it over to Mark from Premier Recreation. Again, he manages our pools, hires our lifeguards. He came on board last summer and has done a fantastic job. And again, like with Wilco, he has become an extension of our Blockhouse family. And we really do take a lot of pride in our relationships with our vendors and contractors. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to you.
All right, thank you. Once again, my name is Mark Merklin. I manage and own Premier Recreation. We're a lifeguard management company that provides staffing throughout multiple different municipalities, Blockhouse being our newest one that we added last summer. And we're very excited to be here and keep your pools open and safe. For those online, I do have a PowerPoint here that I think I'm showing. There we go. So who we are and what we do. We provide staffing for community pools. New to Blockhouse this year, we'll be providing swim lessons to the community. We do provide swim lessons. We've provided them at North Austin Mud 1 for the last 7 years. 3 years ago, we started providing them at the Robin Bledsoe Pool for the city of Lander. This year we'll be here as well, and then Sunterra Mud and City of Liberty Hill. So we'll be providing swim lessons throughout there. We have swim lessons here at Tomlinson in the morning before we open, and then we'll be at Apache in the evenings utilizing 2 lanes. I believe it's from 6 to 8 in the evenings. So we do have all of that information on our website, and we also have some flyers here for those of you here. We provide basic maintenance to community pools, help with chemical balance and make sure that the pool is safe for the community. We train and certify lifeguards, not only for our company, but for other agencies, for other communities as well. Most of our classes are held at the North Austin Mud 1 pool. Just because it's deep water, we can do the full lifeguard certification. So if anybody's interested in a lifeguarding job or knows somebody, please send them our way. We're definitely hiring. We will provide the training free of cost for anybody who's working for us. And it is their certification. It's a 2-year American Red Cross certification that is theirs once they complete the course. We also offer first aid and CPR trainings to the general public. So that's something we may be setting up in the community soon, as well as babysitter training, and then we provide water safety information to groups on dry land as well.
Can I go to your website for this one lesson?
Yes, everything's registered through premierrecreation.net, and then the swim lesson tab has all the information on there. The swim lessons are 2-week sessions, Monday through Thursday. They're 30 minutes each day for 2 weeks long at a time. So a few stats from the American Red Cross. 80% of Americans say they can swim, but less than half of them can perform all of the 5 water competency skills. Those competency skills that we look for to determine if you're a true swimmer is that you're able to enter the water on your own, submerge and return to the surface, swim 25 yards, 25 meters, tread water for a minute, and then exit the pool on your own. Those are the kind of the 5 skills that the American Red Cross says, if you can do those 5 skills, you're considered a swimmer. So that's really what our lessons are focused on. We do have a few of the stroke school classes that will help you get ready for swim team and prepare for the actual swimming strokes. But a lot of our swimming is introduction to swimming and learning how to swim safely across the pool. So we do have some stats on the who can perform all 5 basic water safety skills. These are from the American Red Cross. It says 39% of children ages 4 to 17 can perform them. 57% of men say they can perform them, and only 36% of women say they can. So not only do we have the youth classes here, we also have some teen and adult classes that we'll be offering, and we encourage everybody to come out and join us.
Water competency is the idea that water safety is more than just knowing how to swim. What's water safety for one setting is not the same as water safety for another setting. What you can do in a lake is different from what you can pull off in a surf or in a current.
We came up with 5 skills that were related to the minimum someone should know to be safe engaging in the water. That was entering the water safely and coming back to the surface, treading water for about 1 minute, turning and orientating themselves to the exit of the pool, orientating themselves into a swim position and moving about 25 yards or meters in the water, and then exiting the water safely.
We need to be thinking about water safety, water competency as a continuum, if you will, of water safety from before you get in to when you're in, and then lastly also to helping others.
This is a beginning of a conversation. We'll continue to look at it, but it is a good starting point.
Things you can do to keep your community safe, especially people hosting parties at their home pool or out at the lake for a day or something like that. Have somebody designated to watching the water. Most drownings occur in a crowded facility because everybody thinks somebody else is watching the water. So if you designate somebody, and they say an appropriate water watcher, somebody who's 16 years of age or older, has the skills and knowledge to recognize and rescue someone in distress, or can immediately alert somebody who can. Somebody who knows CPR or can get somebody quickly. They need to have a working phone to call for emergency help, which is typically 911. Have some sort of flotation device or a reaching object that can be used in a rescue, and is alert and not under the influence of drugs or alcohol, basically ready to perform a rescue or alert somebody right away. That's probably the most basic thing you can do, is have somebody designated at all times to watch that water. Preferably not the person who's just watching their child, have somebody who's watching the entire pool of water that you're in. Our swim lessons help children get water competent. We also talk about general safety on dry land and walk through safety curriculums during our swim lessons that we have. We do have a little slide here on the circle of drowning prevention, which is basically early recognition, providing care, performing the appropriate rescue, learning to swim. Children who are inexperienced or swimming for long lengths of time should wear Coast Guard approved life jackets. Keep in mind, Coast Guard approved life jackets are for open water, but we still use that standard in a pool just because we know they're made to keep you afloat with your head out of the water. So like puddle jumpers, if they're worn properly, are Coast Guard approved, but the inflatables water wings are not Coast Guard approved because those can actually tip your head forward in the water. So that's one of the things our lifeguards may be reminding you to wear the appropriate life jacket. And then always swim in a lifeguarded area, especially if you're not a strong swimmer. The chain of drowning survival. So if somebody is to slip underwater and start to drown, recognize the signs that somebody's in trouble and shout for help. Rescue and remove the person from the water without putting yourself in danger. Call 911. begin rescue breathing and CPR, and use an AED if available, and then transfer care to advanced life support. Is our basic chain of drowning survival. Of course, lifeguard's job is not an easy one, but it must be done for children. And then once again, we do offer swim lessons here. We also offer lifeguard training and certification, and we're able to offer CPR, first aid, babysitters courses. So if that's something we want to set up later on, we're happy to do so.
That it?
That's it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mark. Did you give out your contact information?
No, I haven't. So you can find us at premierrecreation.net, or you can always email me at Mark, that's MARC, at premierrecreation.net. And then we do have some giveaways over here on our table back here. We've got some lanyards, some chapstick, and some pins for you, as well as information for lifeguarding and swim lesson.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming out today. One thing I didn't mention is the Ootsers in Blockhouse that own Cool Atmosphere have donated a carbon monoxide alarm. I'm going to give this out to the most recent resident that has moved into Blockhouse. So when I'm done here, come up to me and tell me when you moved in here, and you will receive this. I have Cedar Park Fire Department here. They have their big engine truck, ladder truck. And I have Patrick Carrillo here. And he's going to answer a couple of questions. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so one of the questions was from Amanda, and I think, what was it?
When we call 911, who's supposed to be answering our calls? Because currently we get transferred between Leander and Cedar Park back and forth until someone makes a decision on who's going to come.
Okay, so her question was, when they call 911, who should answer? We're kind of in a weird situation. We're not in the city of Cedar Park. We're not in the city of Leander. We're in Williamson County and we're in Mud. And we do, like I said, we had a contract with Williamson County Sheriff's Department. We also have a contract with City of Cedar Park for fire. And that's part of your mud taxes as well. So, can you answer that?
Yeah, okay. First, my name is Patrick Carrillo with the Cedar Park Fire Department. I've been with the Cedar Park Fire Department for 28 years. And the last 3 years, I moved from the fire station to the fire marshal's office to be an inspector investigator. To answer your question, it will go, depending on where you are inside Blockhouse, your 911 call will go to either Leander, well, I think it's county actually, county or the city of Cedar Park. And then they'll look it up on their computer, the address, and determine who is the appropriate place for us to go. I think the north side of Blockhouse is Leander, and this south side is Cedar Park.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So I mentioned that the Ootsers are giving away a carbon monoxide alarm. Can you talk to us a little bit about the those alarms, as well as when we should address our smoke alarms in our house?
So what we do is when we go to talk to kids, we tell them, we ask them if they like presents twice a year, usually for their birthday and for Christmas. So we say that smoke detectors like presents twice a year, which is batteries, at Christmas and then at July. And that'll make sure you have a fresh battery in your smoke detector, test them once a month. The carbon monoxides are really good. A lot of them will plug in down where the plugs are, but if you have some that are battery operated, put them up where you breathe, where your head is, so that it'll go off and it'll register if you're breathing carbon monoxide, a potential danger.
Great. We have a neighbors page on Facebook, Blockhouse Neighbors, and I see a lot of questions answered there, or a lot of questions put in there. One of the ones I saw recently is somebody had an old fire extinguisher, and they're wondering how to dispose of it. Can you tell us the most proper way to do that if there's one?
You can take them up to a fire station, or really you can just put them in the trash can.
Oh, you can?
The stuff, the powder, the chemical that's inside is sodium bicarbonate, which doesn't harm the
okay.
at all.
Oh, that's good to know.
How long do they last?
How long do fire extinguishers last?
Like the household little ones, I guess?
Yeah.
Maybe about 5 years.
Okay.
About
Like
5
changing
years,
them.
yeah. I wouldn't keep it past that. I would make sure they're up to date after 5.
Great. I know about 10 years ago, the OA hosted an event with, it wasn't a firefighter, maybe it was a former firefighter, but he had a fire extinguisher business. And he came out and he would check them to make sure if they were expired or not. You could buy new ones from him. So maybe that's something that the OA would maybe want to do again in the future, because that was really a well-received event. So, okay, great. Any other questions for Cedar Park Fire Department? Yeah, we have a contract with you all. Our residents, pay their taxes and help pay for that contract, and we want to thank you. You're a part and extension of our community, and we do appreciate you guys looking out for us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, again, everybody's gonna be out here till 3. Please come by, grab a hot dog, get some Kona Ice, get a bike helmet for your kiddo, meet Livingston County deputies, the SWAT team. It looks like the fire department might have gotten a call. Maybe not. You can come over and hang off the fire truck or do the bike parade with the PTA. Thank you.